Hey everybody, today we are sharing a case study where somebody came in with levator pain. Levator, the area between the neck and shoulder blade, I'll show you a little later in the video, who got better with core exercises. So I'll kind of talk a little bit more about this. If you're interested, stick around. My name is Dr. Dawn. I work at Performance Place Sports Care, just one part of the locally world famous chiropractors here in Costa Mesa, California. And I want to dive right into this specific case. So the levator, typically people will have pain somewhere around the neck or to that upper part of the scapula here, okay? So anywhere between the neck and that shoulder blade feels like a pulling sensation, could be achy sometimes, could just feel like you want somebody to put their elbow into that spot and make it feel better. Temporary relief with things like stretching or massage. You try a lot of scapula exercises, neck exercises with some improvement, but just continues to come back. Well, I want to dive into this specific case and what worked well for this person. So we actually spent a couple visits really focusing targeted tissue around the shoulder blade with some pretty significant improvement, but there was a plateau. And so where we found how to get over that plateau was when we took the shirt off, saw the core, saw some asymmetries in how that person's torso was positioned, and we really dove into how to get the pelvis and the core a little bit more symmetrical and moving better. So now that shoulder, levator, neck, all that stuff can move off of a nice stable base. So if this sounds like something you haven't tried, you've been dealing with issues around the area for a long time with none of the really local stuff sticking for very long, I want you to try this specific exercise, okay? So here's what we did. We got down onto the floor and we laid on the back. And as a reminder, this is just a starting point. Okay, we always want to see if this is really truly changing your symmetry over time and is sticking with your body. There's a lot of other ways that we can dive into this, but this is a really nice, easy way to start. So we're going to come up into this position where the feet are close and the knees are kind of rotated out as wide as the shoulders, and we're in this position. And usually we assess and we look at what are we doing around this area? What does the ribs look like? What do the hips and knees look like? What's the level here? What do the hands look like? What are the shoulders and the neck looking like? This particular person was very flared through here. Okay, there was some twisting happening within the knees, and then we noticed that the shoulders, that one was higher than the other. The one that hurt was the one that was lower, okay? So as we worked through this position, we worked on bringing yourself to a nice central position, really making sure the shoulder blades are feeling the floor here, okay? Some nice good contact there. And then we're gonna start to work those ribs down into the front pockets. So you shouldn't be able to see my what we call rib boobs here, okay? We wanna hide the rib boobs from the world. So tucking those down into your front pockets, all right? One way that you can work on doing that is blowing all your air out. So if I'm here, and trying to keep that, okay? Sometimes this is really, really hard for people. Sometimes they get it really easily. Just work with where you're at. Don't get discouraged. If this doesn't work for you, that's okay. One thing that you can do is actually click on the webinar that pops up. It's really educational. It's helpful for neck and shoulder pain. And there's also some other exercises on there that you could try if you want to dive a little deeper. But again, we're going to see if we can work those ribs down, and we're going to keep it. And we're going to try to breathe into the sides here. So my waistband is up high. I'm going to try to expand my waistband with my breath, okay? So here with my ribs down. All right, and on the video, you're probably not seeing much, and that's okay. The way you want to know if you're doing this correctly is you can take your thumbs or your fingers to your sides here, and what you should notice is that they grow distance between each other with each breath in. So let's try that together. And everything stays nice and stable. You feel the belly moving, the ribs stay secure, you stay long through the head. Now that levator is nice and relaxed, and we're getting the other areas to support it, okay? So with this particular person, we worked through what cues we needed to see symmetry, what cues we needed to feel the core and to get them to breathe deep into the pelvis there, how to get them to feel like their head was nice and in line and the shoulders were relaxed and symmetrical. And it did take a little bit of tinkering in the office, but what we noticed is after getting out of that position, the shoulders were a little bit more symmetrical, the ribs looked different, it definitely had stuck, and when they came back on their next visit, it looked even better. So it's really, really important to see that function is changing from visit to visit. That's how we know that we're on the right path. So if this is something that you guys have been dealing with pain in that area, you've been doing a lot of local stuff and it just doesn't seem to be working, this sounds interesting to you, you want to see if this might be the right path for you, reach out to us virtually or in person. We can help you. There's a link below. You can call us, you can email us. Let's just get you started on that path.